Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it. It's been another great 2 weeks. I hope you're enjoying your Easter Sunday. That's when I'm recording this. Happy Easter to all you fine people out there. I hope everybody's just enjoying their Sunday. If you don't celebrate Easter, I just hope you're enjoying it and having a good Sunday. I hope it's not raining where you are at. It's raining like crazy here. And now you have all those wives' tales that people love to say, oh, when it rains on Easter Sunday, that means for the next 7 weekends it's gonna rain. Don't you love that, just that optimism in that wives' tale? Oh, man, does that just make you feel like, oh, I can't wait for the rest of spring. It rained during the resurrection, and that's now it's just gonna rain forever, okay? That is the worst version of Punxsutawney Phil, is the fact that if it rains when Jesus rises from the grave, it just is gonna rain the next 7 weekends. Just horrific. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody likes that, you know? But that's why we're here, to keep you positive. We're gonna stay positive. We're gonna. Not really. I got a couple things I want to gripe about. But I'm going to take you on a journey, okay? I'm going to take you on a journey this episode. Because there's hope in the world. There is hope in the world. But there are things that bother me, too. I got a great reminder this week. And I'm getting the positive out of this. I got the best reminder of why I enjoy making coffee at home. Which you should. You should all just make coffee at home. It's way better. You can buy all the grinds and grounds and beans and gadgets and doodads and make coffee however you want. Okay? I'm a basic bitch. Okay? And I don't mean like I'm a basic bitch in the fact that I want a milkshake in the morning. I don't want foam or whipped cream or espresso. I don't want double shots and 2 pumps. I don't want any of that. I'm a basic bitch in the fact that I want black coffee, which is why I just make coffee at home. It's very easy, you know? I don't need to go pay $5 for a cup of black coffee. That's just crazy. That's financially irresponsible. And there are people you know in your life who do that. Everybody knows somebody in their life who loves drinking coffee, and they go get black coffee from a coffee shop. And I'm just going to tell you, as somebody who's sampled different types of just black coffee, like house coffee, if you just get black coffee, it's all the same. There's a couple different flavors, but you can burn it yourself at home. If you like burnt beans, you can do it yourself at home. You don't need to go have some barista flip a iPad at you to upcharge you for a tip. You know, you don't need to do that. And I got reminded why I don't like that. You know, not even that the service was bad. I had a gift card, won it at a free thing, so it's free, right? And the service was fine. You know, they made the coffee. I know the place I went to, the coffee's fine. It was just a nice, different thing to do, a nice little drive-through coffee spot on the way out from work, you know? And this is what bothered me. I get to the thing, they're like, oh, want room for cream or sugar? Nope, just want a black coffee. Sure. They filled this thing to the literal brim of the coffee cup. I mean, it was flat level. And I didn't know this until after I'd spilled. I don't know how they had to have more coffee in there than I realized. Because I get this thing, I get it, they hand it to me, I just put it in the cup, and put it in my console, pay for the thing, and then go off. And I'm driving. I took maybe a sip because it was too hot, right? Like, for whatever reason, I love hot coffee. Love it. Love when I make it at home. Right out of the pot, right? That's the perfect temperature. And it's fucking scalding hot when it comes out of the pot at home, right? But I don't know what they do in coffee shops to get their coffee so hot, but it is undrinkable for 40 minutes. If you get any kind of hot beverage from an actual coffee shop, you can't touch it for that amount of time. You have to let it breathe. It has wine rules. You have to pop the top and let those beans, you have to let the notes stretch their legs. You have to let it ferment a little more, or whatever the fuck you do with wine. But you got to let that shit breathe. And they filled it up so much, though. Because I got home, and I got home and realized, oh my God, there's coffee that's spilt out of my car. And it's not like I was driving crazy. I don't feel like. Maybe I was. I don't know. I was hoping it was just, it wasn't that bad. And then I got inside and I pulled off the lid and it was still completely flush with the top of the cup, which means they filled it up past that at one point because I had lost some. I don't know how they did that. It's not physically possible unless they poured it through the little spout that you drink from in the little coffee cup lid. It was insanity. It defied all I know. I'm surprised I didn't spill coffee on me when they handed it to me through the drive-thru. But it had to be that old adage where it's like if you have a full cup of something and you don't look at it or don't acknowledge it, you won't spill it. But as soon as you concentrate on it, you're just like, you become a fucking Three Stooges bit. You're just sloshing liquid everywhere. If you notice, like, I gotta keep it still. Yeah, and that reminded me why I don't go to coffee shops right there, because that shit pissed me off. Apparently, if I want a black coffee with no cream or sugar, I should say just leave room for spillage. Please leave room so I can have the ability to swish my coffee around and not worry about it spilling. Leave room so I can do hand gestures while I talk abruptly about crazy shit that's happening. That's what I need to tell them. But that's all the only thing that bothered me the past couple weeks. That was just a one-off thing that bothered me. Otherwise, I've been getting some good reminders recently about the good in humanity, right? There's been good things that have happened. I've watched some cool, good things happen to give me hope for the future. And it has to do with the kids that live in my neighborhood. It's been windy as shit lately. Just, if you're in the Midwest right now, it has to be like record-breaking winds every day, all day, for whatever it is. Just 30 to 40 mile an hour winds constantly. And I know springtime's always windy, but it just feels like it's been windier than normal. I think I just also forget how windy the spring is. I just am like, oh yeah, it's going to be great. We're just going to go have a good time in the spring. And nope, it's going to be windy. You're going to get windburned if you go outside and mow your lawn. That's what's about to happen. But I put out my garbage can, like you do, and, go to work. And we have these Ring doorbell cameras, right? And my fiance shows me, she's like, hey, check this out. What happened today while we were gone from work? Of course, the wind is howling. And as the day goes on, our trash can, you just see it slowly moving down the sidewalk after they picked up the garbage and there's no longer weight in it. Because however they flopped it over after they dumped it, they just put it open side facing the wind direction, so it's just a giant tunnel getting pushed down. It's just the perfect wind catching device at that point. It makes you go, I wonder how far my garbage can has to be away from my house before it's considered litter. That's the amount of wind we were dealing with. But we're just watching it on the video, slowly moving down the thing. But then eventually, around 3 o'clock, school's letting out. Neighborhood kids are walking by, and there's one kid, and he walks by and sees our garbage can knocked over, blowing over. And this upstanding citizen picks up our garbage can, flips it closed, rolls it back, and just puts it near our driveway. And just sets it there. It blows over one more time. And then he even still picks it back up, sets it, gives it a nice little tap on the head, and goes, there you go, Mr. Garbage Can. You have a good day, basically, and then walks off. I don't know if he talked to the garbage can. That's me projecting. That's something I would have done as a child, helping out a neighbor. I would have been like, there you go, Mr. Garbage Can. And, yeah, and that was one of the nicest things I've seen happen in a while. Because he did that completely unprompted. There was nobody around. He was walking home from school, and nobody was. It wasn't like a buddy told him he should do it. It wasn't his dad or mom walking him home saying, "Oh, you should pick up there." He just saw somebody's trash can. He's like, oh, that's not good. I should help them. And he just did it for just trying to be a good person. And it sucks because I would love to reward him for telling him he did a good job, that he did a nice thing. And I hope he knows that he did a nice thing and he feels good about that. I love when I get to do stuff like that. It's so nice when you just do one quick nice thing for anybody and you just know like, I helped them out and hopefully that didn't cause a problem for him and made life easier for him. And you just get no credit for it. It also would be really creepy if I tried to find that kid to give him credit. I said that to my fiance. I was like, I wish I knew what kid that was so I could go and be like, hey, I appreciate what you did. But then I realized going and trying to find a child who lives in your neighborhood and be like, did your kid touch my garbage can? Just knocking door to door. Did your kid touch my garbage can? No? Okay, have a nice day. Did your kid touch my garbage can? Hey, thank you for touching my garbage can. Thank you for picking it up. I appreciate it. You're an outstanding citizen, and you're going to go far in this life because you do the right thing. I just want to tell him that because I don't want him to think that good deeds go without reward, There's that horrible saying that a lot of people always say, like, no good deed goes unpunished. I don't want kids or anybody to feel like that's true. If you do something nice, you should at least get a thank you. The kindness you are. All I ever want is just the acknowledgement and thank you that I did something nice. I do want something out of that. You do nice things because you do want something out of it, in some way. That's a harsh truth that people forget. But it made me happy to know that there's just nice people in our neighborhood, including the kids raised by the nice neighbors we have, and then raising them right to help the neighborhood and help the community and do nice things like that. And that's just a little small thing. And because he did a nice thing, hopefully it continues on with the trickle down nice thing. Then it makes me go, I should hold open the door for this person. I'll let this person take the last Butterfinger out of the Casey's. I don't need it. Just whatever. Just little things like that. And it adds up and it trickles down and makes people feel good. Just do something nice for somebody. Just do a polite, nice thing this week for somebody. That's what you should do. And isn't that what Easter's all about, is doing a nice, polite thing that nobody asked you to do? Nobody asked Jesus to die for our sins, but he did it because he wanted to be a good guy. It's good stuff. It makes me happy. It makes me happy that there are people out there doing the right things. And then I just like that there's kids doing goofy shit in my neighborhood. I don't know how many of you played sports and had to do the fundraising for sports. You sell chocolate bars that's the old trope, right? Like that's what our parents did. Nobody sells chocolate bars, I feel like, anymore. What we did, and I think a lot of people still do now, is we sold discount cards. Like a local gas station, you get this much. You get like a pizza coupon to Godfather's or something. It was just a bunch of tearaway discount cards. And it helped raise money for baseball teams and stuff. And it's good. It's good. It's a nice way to support local little teams that are trying to do stuff. And they were having the kids, or were out and about doing that in our neighborhood. And we weren't home. And yet again, Ring doorbell captures a great moment. I was so against getting a Ring doorbell for a while. Was so against it. Once you get one and you can monitor what's happening in your front yard, it's addicting. It's fun. I don't have the app on my phone, but when I come home, my fiance, I'm just like, what's happened on the Ring today? Anything cool? She's like a reporter of what happens in her yard. Today in our front yard, there were several bunnies who were digging holes. We'll have to put out some human hair to deter them from getting it into burrowing in our front yard. More at 11. So I asked her for updates on what's going on with our Ring, which is fun. And this particular day, we weren't home, and she was checking the Ring. And these 3 kids come up on our porch, and I knew they were on a baseball team because they had the backpacks. That all kids now. It's so funny how baseball has evolved. I remember we had baseball bags, and they were just long, goofy-looking bags because they had the one end that was longer than the other to put your bat in at the base of and whatnot. And now they just have backpacks that they put where the drink holders are now is where they put your bats and stuff. But that's what the kid had, was a backpack with the baseball bats in it. Like you're You're like your Casey Jones from the Ninja Turtles. You unsheath that bat and Jose Canseco, tell me you didn't buy these. That's a deep cut from the '90s Ninja Turtle movie there. But they're coming up, and I can see that they have the coupons in their hand. But what was fun is, like, we weren't even home, but they rang the doorbell, right? And the one kid just starts getting straight up in the fisheye lens, just making weird noises, putting his eyeball right in the fish lens. The one dude's like, fuck, come on, stop. And then on their way up, walking to the door, too, they all three have energy drinks. And the one kid just takes his big swig, and you just hear him go, burr, just let loose a monster burp. Just off the burp alone, I would have bought that. I didn't even need to know what team they're played for, why they didn't. Just give me it, dude. That's an impressive belch. And so they're just out there having fun, trying to sell stuff, And then at one, they realize we're not home, and we see them go, oh, what if the cop would buy one, and the sheriff drives by, and they wave down the sheriff and go try to sell him that discount card. Oh, that's great. Sometimes I feel like in Mayberry, you guys. I live in a different time where kids are out here roaming the streets, selling you coupons, and picking up garbage cans. And isn't that just great, It makes me happy. I hope, you know what? And if you guys have a story like that, maybe you guys have some kind of cool, nice thing that's happened to you recently where somebody was just kind and did the right thing or did something goofy that just brought a smile to your face like that. Write that in the comments. How about that? Share your fun stories of, hanging out and having some kind of fun thing and like that. I don't know. It just brought me a lot of joy when I saw that, and it made me very, very happy. So I wanted to share those fun stories with you guys. And now it's time to get into something that might not seem as hopeful, unfortunately. But this is just it's interesting, but it also is like, God damn it, this is where we're at now. And this comes from the AP News. No sweat. Humanoid robots run a Chinese half marathon alongside flesh and blood competitors. By the way, I don't like that they use the word humanoid robots and then call the actual human competitors flesh and blood competitors. They use the robot. They give the robots the human name. That's problematic. Just a little bit, I would say, right? Just a little, maybe a little bit. This is the AP, and I think the AP is a, what do you call it, a U.S.-based one? I don't know. But, we shouldn't use the humanoid robot, call the other competitors human competitors, Let's not use these scary terms. And right here, you can see one of these robots. This is a picture of the one robot. Here's one. They put a coat on this one because God forbid your robot get a cold while it's running a 5K. You don't want your robot catching a cold, it is allergy season. So these robots are, they got the sniffles. And then, you got these guys. They're running along. They got a team with your butt. Imagine if that robot just started taking off, and these nerds got to try to catch the robot like they can't. They made it too fast. There's people watching, and they're excited. It looks like, oh my God. And then there's dog robots. Oh God, those are so much creepier than the humanoid robots. I don't know why. Do not enjoy those ones. Let me fix my microphone here. There we go. Hey, is it working better? There we go. That's better. Anyway, that's not cool. What the fuck was that? Could you imagine running down the street and you saw this thing? It's an actual human-headed robot, and it's wearing disco gloves for some reason? What the fuck is that? Let's take a look here. Oh, was there an article part? Here we go. Beijing, one small step for robot kind. Thousands of them, really. Humanoid robots ran along actual humans in the half marathon in the China capital on Saturday. What? Exit. Oh no! What happened? Oh, sorry guys, my entire internet must just the page got all weird. Anyway, sorry. Back to the article here. Bipedal robots of various makes and sizes navigated the 21.1 kilometer or 13.1 miles course supported by teams of human navigators, operators, and engineers in what event organizers said was a first. As precaution, a divider was separated parallel the course for use by robots and people. Oh, that's so funny that they divided the people. They divided the robot. They segregated the robots and the people, you guys. That's wrong. You know why though? It's not that you're worried about the robots. You're worried about the people fucking with the robots. Somebody was gonna trip a robot if they had to running next to it. Just give it the old leg swipe, or just do since they're robots, you do the old stick trick like when you used to do to your buddy's bicycle to put a fucking stick through his spokes. Just take out the competition. Oh man, that's wild. Okay, while flesh and blood participants. I don't like that they're using flesh and blood participants. It makes it sound like you're trying to make them into a resource. These fleshies over here, they are running the course, just doing their thing. While flesh and blood participants followed conventional rules, the 20 teams fielding machines in the humanoid robot half marathon competed under tailored guidelines, which included battery swap pit stops. Oh, that's like their water stations. Yeah, you got to swap out the batteries during that makes sense. I get it. The Sky Project Ultra Robot, also known as Taikon Ultra, from the Taikon team, claimed victory among the non-humans, crossing the finish line in 2 hours and 40 minutes and 42 seconds. Okay, that's kind of cool. So it's not like they were they had to support them and stuff like that. So they're just robots and they create. That's kind of cool. Okay, I can get on board with this. This isn't like the AI. It's not like iRobot out there. Awards were given out to the best endurance, best gait design, and most innovative form. That's really cool. This is honestly, now you know what? I flipped it. I was worried about the humanoid companion of the world. Robots. Robots are scary. Robots are going to take our jobs. I was on that fence. I was right. But reading this now, I'm thinking this is pretty cool. Honestly, this is some cool science stuff. We're learning how the human body works so well that we can do this. Look at that robot just running. This guy's got, oh my God, he's taking notes and data. He's all in there, dude. Look how happy the people are too watching. Dude, they think this is so cool. I think it's pretty cool now. Now I'm buying into the hype. I'm not even with the people there. I can't be part of the hive mind. I'm not even there, but I'm thinking this is cool now. They're tricking me. Oh, look at this robot receiving his medal. Yeah, he's standing up there. He's pretty proud. Honestly, that's a sick pose for a robot. I'm going to stand like that next time I win something. Just hit that pose. What is this? This is called Robot Victory. This is called Robo Victory right here. This is that stance. You're going to see that in the NFL this year. Someone's going to catch a touchdown pass, catch it, and just hit the Robot Victory stance. Look at that. They're rewarding the robot right here. Oh, yeah, place that medal on him. He's smiling at it, too. He knows it's watching him. Dude, people, it's also it's the first time at anything. Look how happy this lady is. This reporter is having so much fun. You know what? They are having a blast at this event. Now I wish I would have. Look how happy the people are. We saw this photo earlier, but look how happy they are. I don't like the robot dogs. You're never going to convince me on that one. There's something about these things. These are dystopian. I can get into humanoid robots way more than I can the robot dogs. Those things freak me out. That looks like something, if you saw it in the woods, you'd think it's the chupacabra and it's going to go take a goat. A decline. I'm trying to read stuff, you daily AP news. I want to look at more. And there's kids petting the dogs. That's a tiny child robot. It's even got tiny shoes. A robot takes part in what is billed as the world's first robot half marathon. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it would say something about the robot type. Oh, look at this one. This guy punched this robot. And then he stuck his tongue out. This guy's bullying robots. See, this is the problem. You can't bully the robots. It's probably just a capture. He's sticking out his tongue. He's really getting into that. I think he was trying to save the robot, probably. A robot loses control while it was billed as the world's first half marathon during the mania. Okay. A crew of robots react to losing control at the start during the human. Oh, that's the start of it. Oh, man. He was trying to just capture it, though. It does. That is an unfortunate photo, though, because it looks like he's just, like, sticking his tongue out at the robot. Like he tripped it, like, he's bullying the robot. Oh, that's super funny. And then this one, oh my God, do they have robots box? Why is this one wearing boxing gloves? Droid Up Award ceremony, winning the second running position of that. Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's for counterweight or something? I don't know. Droid Up. Droid Up is a sick name for a robot company, though. Droid Up. That actually sounds like a rap group, if I'm going to be honest, too. And then here's kids messing with the new robots, checking them out. Is that a robot doing a backflip? Yeah, how did I know it was doing a backflip? Robot demonstrating a backflip. Damn, dude. That's wild. Isn't that okay, you know what? I'm glad. This whole episode seems like it was on the up and up other than my coffee stuff. And even then, I flipped in the positive thing because the coffee, we just realized, what do we do, folks? We make coffee at home. Then you don't have to worry about spilling over stuff because you control the amount of coffee. You can leave room for spillage, as I said earlier. And then, I was worried about the robots, but now it just looks like fun. They're just having fun with the robots. And, and I think the robots probably like exercise too. You could program them to like the exercise, I wish they programmed me to like exercise. Oh, you know what I'd like to program for you folks? punninggame.com. That's right, everybody. punninggame.com is where you can find this show, Not Worth the Time. Every 2 weeks I put out this show. Thank you for coming and checking out. And you can also check out my other show, Who Gives a F, with my older brother Nathan, where we talk shit about all sorts of things happening in the world, so in our lives. It's just a fun show, a fun comedy podcast where we talk about all sorts of cool stuff. And then on punninggame.com, you also have the backlog of a bunch of other shows we've had on the website over the years. There's hundreds and hundreds of hours of content over there. So go over to punninggame.com and go over and check out all that stuff. And if you'd like to watch these shows, you want to watch me stutter through this, see the imagery of the robots I was talking about today, go over to youtube.com. Welcome to all the people who've subscribed to YouTube. Just hit 210 subscribers, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's a grind, and I really like that you guys like my content enough to subscribe and check it out each week. So thank you to you folks for that. I really appreciate that. So if you want to check out the video versions of the show, you go to YouTube, Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube. That's where you can find that. Clips of stand-up, Who Gives a F video, clips of this show, clips of Who Gives a F, all sorts of fun stuff. I'm putting out as much content as possible, especially sketches. Been putting out a lot of new sketches, so go check out all of those as well, guys. And then if you want to support the website, if you're wondering what's the best way I can let people know about the website, well, you can share stuff. Well, that's one easy way. Just share it with your friends. Tell word of mouth is the best kind of advertising there is, guys. And then if you want to get something if you want to be a human billboard, go to the Punning Game Shop. That's right. The Punning Game Shop, where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at punninggame.com. We kept everything as low as possible. We make a couple bucks on each t-shirt or hoodie because we just want to make sure you guys get something cool if you love the show that much. And don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWT Pod. And that gets you free shipping at checkout, you guys. So don't forget to use that promo code NWTPOD. All right, guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I hope you find some cool, hopeful things out there and stay positive. I know that's what I'm trying to do. I hope that happens for you. This has been Not Worth the Time. I'm Wade Taylor. And remember, guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do.